Look at him.
You think that golden crispy chicken bite you just took is perfectly clean? Think again. In 2025, some of America's most famous fast food chains have been exposed for jaw-dropping realities. Chicken stored in residential garages, kitchens crawling with rats and roaches, and even undercooked poultry served straight to customers. Big-name brands once thought untouchable are now landing on consumer and media watch lists. This list won't just make you raise an eyebrow. It could completely change the eating habits of millions, especially older viewers and those with health conditions. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the filthy truths the food industry doesn't want you to know with a lineup of 8 fast food chains whose chicken you should never buy. And trust me, by the time you get to number 3, you'll be saying, I can't believe they actually did that. Stick around until the end to find out if the chicken joint you've been loyal to is serving up something you'd never want in your body. Popeyes. The sight of golden, crispy Cajun chicken once made Popeyes a paradise for fried chicken lovers. For many Americans, especially those in middle age, Popeyes is tied to memories of long road trips and cozy weekend afternoons with family. But in 2025, a wave of reports and insider claims has cast a shadow of doubt over that image. Former employees have revealed on multiple forums that Popeyes chicken isn't exactly the 100% chicken many people believe it to be. The frozen chicken arrives pre-marinated, injected with a solution of sodium phosphates and modified starch to retain moisture, boost weight, and extend shelf life. While these additives are legal, the sodium levels are so high that a single meal can exceed half the daily recommended intake for an adult. For older customers, especially those with high blood pressure, heart issues, or kidney problems, that's a serious red flag. If the matter stopped at the recipe, it might still be manageable, and at least not terrifying if consumed in moderation. But in April 2025, a health inspection report from a Popeyes location in Lubbock, Texas, triggered a very real scare: 24 food safety violations in a single inspection. Chicken failing to reach bacteria, killing temperatures, mashed potatoes and rice kept below safe heat levels, coleslaw stored above the recommended cold temperature, filthy kitchen equipment, and even a back door propped open, exposing the kitchen to possible insect and rodent intrusion. This wasn't just some rumor floating around online. It was an official finding from local health inspectors. Photos and details from the report spread like wildfire across TikTok and Facebook, racking up millions of views in just days. Many customers began recalling unsettling dining experiences, like chicken that was still slightly pink inside, or crispy skin that hid strangely wet and soggy meat. Then came the lawsuit in Canada over Popeye's chicken allegedly stored in a residential garage, adding fuel to an already roaring fire of suspicion. Popeyes denied the allegations, pointing out that the incident happened outside the US. But for consumers, the question lingered: if it could happen in one market, what's to say it couldn't happen elsewhere? Of course, I'm not telling you to swear off Popeyes fried chicken entirely. Many of its locations still serve safe, quality products made with proper ingredients. But if you care about your health, it's worth taking a closer look at that piece of chicken before you bite into it. Notice anything off. And if you think that was enough to make you see fried chicken in a whole new light, what's going on at Church's Chicken might just make your blood run cold. Number 2, Church's Chicken. Not too long ago, Church's was the go-to spot for families wanting to enjoy a hearty Southern-style fried chicken dinner without draining their wallets. But now, prices for chicken at many Church's locations have jumped as much as 15% in just a few months. The reason isn't just general inflation. It's the perfect storm of rising ingredient costs, higher transportation fees, and wage increases triggered by a wave of new tax policies. For older customers who tend to be more price-sensitive, this change is enough to make them hesitate before even walking in. Here's the twist behind this price hike: some players are actually cashing in. Large-scale suppliers, especially industrial chicken processing companies, have seen their revenues climb. As retail prices go up, so do their profit margins, leaving end consumers footing the bill, and price isn't the only concern. Health inspection reports from certain locations in California and Georgia during Q1 2025 flagged worrying sanitation issues: hand-washing stations with no soap, food prep tools that hadn't been properly sanitized, and storage temperatures edging dangerously close to the bacteria danger zone. While not every store was in violation, the fact that these problems cropped up repeatedly in multiple states raises serious questions about quality control. That leaves customers in a tough spot. If paying more meant guaranteed food safety, it would be a simple decision. But in reality, higher prices don't always come with higher standards. Some food forum users say they'd gladly pay extra if they could be sure their meals were prepared under optimal conditions. The question is, Can Church's guarantee that across its entire system? If you're still a loyal Church's customer, have you ever stopped to ask yourself, are you paying extra for better quality or just covering higher operating costs? And in today's climate, does the budget-friendly choice from years past even exist anymore? But everything you've just heard isn't even the biggest shock. Because when it comes to number 3, a brand once seen as a symbol of trust and decency, the revelations in recent months will make it hard to believe you're living in the year 2025. Number 3, ChickfilA. Picture this. It's a Saturday morning in the suburbs of Atlanta. You walk into your familiar ChickfilA, greeted by the warm smell of chicken sandwiches and the cheerful, "My pleasure" from the staff. The vibe is calm, friendly, and for many, this brand feels like a piece of wholesome, all-American charm. But behind that friendliness lies a system that's quietly undermining Americans' health. Earlier this year, a wave of reports from consumer advocacy groups revealed that the sugar and saturated fat levels in some of Chick-fil-A's signature items are far higher than most diners realize. The issue isn't that they're hiding ingredients. It's that customers assume grilled chicken or a salad here is automatically a healthy choice. In reality, a Cobb salad with grilled chicken dressing and toppings can top 850 calories, nearly the same as a large burger from other chains. For older adults trying to manage their weight or diabetes, that's not an easy fact to swallow. What's sparking debate is that just as customers are becoming more health conscious, Chick-fil-A has doubled down on premium products. Organic ingredients, antibiotic-free chicken, but with noticeably higher prices. A healthy combo meal can now run $14 to $16. Who benefits? Organic suppliers and stores in high-income neighborhoods. Meanwhile, customers in lower-income areas, or retirees on fixed budgets, often end up settling for the cheaper options, which are usually fried or carb-heavy. Dig deeper and you'll find controversy in some southern states over the chain's push toward more gourmet menu items with smaller portions than before. Middle-aged customers who were used to hearty filling meals now find themselves adding extra sides just to feel satisfied, quietly driving up the total cost without them realizing it. Still, you can't deny that this strategy has strengthened Chick-fil-A's premium image among younger customers and middle-class families. In Q2 2025, Chick-fil-A's revenue rose 7% year over year, driven largely by these higher-priced new offerings. And that's the other side of the story. What makes some customers feel left behind is exactly what's fueling the company's growth. Now comes the question only you can answer: are you willing to pay extra for that feeling of safety and quality? Or will you look for an option that strikes a better balance between price and nutrition? Checkers and Rallies. If you've ever driven along the highways of Florida, Georgia, or Ohio, chances are you've spotted a compact Checkers and Rallies with its signature double-sided drive-thru. For years, crispy chicken oversized sandwiches and seasoned fries have kept this brand's loyal fans coming back. For anyone craving a quick, cheap, and flavorful bite, it's the perfect roadside stop. But in 2025, a new wave of debate has emerged over Checkers and Rallies. Not about prices or ingredients, but about the way the chain operates. The dual drive-thru design speeds up service, but it also means most customers never set foot inside. As a result, many have no idea that in some locations, the dining area kitchen or dishwashing space has fallen into serious disrepair. Health inspection reports in several East Coast cities this year have flagged issues like walls coated in months-old grease fryers that aren't cleaned regularly and food storage areas sitting uncomfortably close to trash bins. None of this is visible to drive-thru customers. And that out-of-sight, out-of-mind factor may allow problems to linger far longer than they should. That said, the model does give Checkers and Rallies a big advantage: lower operating and staffing costs, which help keep prices below many competitors. For consumers struggling with inflation, especially blue-collar workers, that's a real lifeline. Many customers admit they know the place isn't fancy, but what matters most is being able to feed the whole family without breaking the budget. It's this fragile trade-off: low prices in exchange for possible hygiene risks. That has put Checkers and Rallies at the center of controversy. Some food safety experts are calling for stricter, more frequent inspections, while others worry that raising standards too high would drive prices up and take away one of the few affordable options left. So here's the question for you: as your car inches toward the pickup window, do you pull away and find somewhere else to eat, or accept the trade-off for the sake of convenience and cost? It's not an easy choice, especially when everyone's priorities are different. Number 5. Hangry Joes hot chicken. In the past few years, Hangry Joe's hot chicken has burst onto the scene as a fresh breeze in the world of Nashville-style spicy chicken. The brand has grabbed attention with its crispy, fiery hot chicken and creative toppings, from Korean kimchi to honey butter sauce. With a youthful menu and vibrant image, many see it as a refreshing alternative to the usual fried chicken chains. But in 2025, Hangry Joe's finds itself at the center of debate for a reason few expected: the chaos of expanding franchises too quickly. In less than 3 years, the brand has opened dozens of locations across multiple states, most operated by franchise partners. This created opportunities for many local entrepreneurs and allowed the brand to quickly enter a wide range of markets. However, this very model has led to uneven quality. Some customers report vastly different experiences from one branch to another. At one location, the chicken is fried just right with sauce evenly coating each bite and flavors perfectly balanced. At another, the breading is thick, the meat dry, and the frying oil smells stale. It's not a major food safety concern, but it's enough to shake the trust of first-time visitors. That said, the rapid growth strategy still has its upside. Successful franchisees are creating jobs for hundreds of workers while bringing new dining options to their communities. Hangry Joe's openings in neighborhoods with few food choices are also pushing big players to improve their offerings. The question is, can rapid expansion go hand in hand with consistent quality? For customers, the difference between the best chicken I've ever had and the last time I'll ever stop by can come down to which branch they walk into. Number 6. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. In many cities, especially near college campuses, Raising Cane's has become a hot name thanks to its ultra-simple menu, chicken tenders, fries, bread, and the signature Cane's sauce. This streamlined approach feels clean and focused, something young customers and busy families genuinely appreciate. But in 2025, that simplicity started to draw some pointed questions. When your entire menu revolves around chicken tenders, any disruption in the chicken supply immediately impacts the whole operation. And that weakness has shown itself. Industry reports revealed that chicken prices spiked sharply in Q1 and Q2 of 2025, partly due to rising feed costs, partly due to new import tariffs. Raising Cane's didn't cut portion sizes or downgrade its chicken quality, but the price of a combo meal still climbed, by anywhere from 50 cents to over $1 in many states. That's good news for domestic chicken suppliers, who benefited from higher selling prices and secured new long-term contracts with the chain. But for regulars, especially students and young workers, it meant weekly lunch costs creeping noticeably higher. Beyond pricing, the reliance on a single protein makes the chain more vulnerable to food safety risks. In May 2025, a shipment from an Arkansas plant, one that supplies several chains including Raising Cane's, was flagged for possible salmonella contamination. While the affected products were recalled in time and no mass food poisoning occurred, it was a stark reminder that if one link in the supply chain falters, Raising Cane's entire menu feels the impact. Interestingly, this devotion to chicken tenders also plays in their favor. In other ways, it allows them to streamline kitchen operations, maintain consistent quality, and minimize cooking errors. Many loyal customers say this is exactly why they stick with Raising Cane's despite the price hikes. They know exactly what flavor they'll get with no unpleasant surprises. So the question for you is, would you pay a little extra to preserve that familiar, predictable experience, or would you look for a spot with a more varied menu to spread the risk? For Raising Cane's, sometimes simplicity is its greatest strength and its biggest weakness. Salad and Go. When people think of Salad and Go, the image that comes to mind is healthy fast food. A place where you can swing by and grab a fresh salad, a grilled chicken wrap, or a fruit smoothie for about the same price as a traditional fast food meal. Once hailed as a revolution in the industry, the chain made healthy eating something anyone could access. But in 2025, as the brand expands at an unprecedented pace, from just a few dozen locations to hundreds in only a few years, a question has started to surface: is speed coming at the expense of quality? Some middle-aged customers have shared on online forums that they've noticed differences from store to store. In some spots, the greens are crisp and fresh, the grilled chicken flavorful and juicy. But at newly opened locations, salads sometimes arrive wilted, tomatoes a bit mushy, and the chicken a tad dry. It's not a food safety issue, but it does touch on a deeper concern. People come here because they trust the brand's fresh promise. Industry experts point to a familiar cause. The supply chain hasn't kept up with the expansion. When ingredients need to be distributed to more locations, keeping the same level of freshness everywhere becomes a real challenge. This has been a boon for local suppliers who've landed contracts to provide produce, chicken and fruit to Salad and Go. But the quality control across different regions isn't always consistent. On the flip side, this rapid growth has made healthy, affordable fast food available to communities that never had it before. Something hard to imagine a decade ago. In particular, in so-called food deserts areas with little to no access to fresh food, Salad and Go's arrival has been a welcome change, offering an alternative to pizza burgers and fried chicken that have long dominated the market. For older customers, though, even small dips in quality can have an outsized impact on trust and loyalty. If one day you walk into your usual store and your salad isn't as fresh as it used to be, would you give the brand another chance? Or would you go back to your old, less healthy option? This tug of war between supporting a good idea and demanding a consistent experience is what makes the Salad and Go story so interesting, and it raises a bigger question in the food industry: should growth ever come before quality? KFC. For many Americans, KFC is tied to family memories. Buckets of hot, crispy chicken on the dinner table come the weekend. The 11 secret herbs and spices have become almost mythical, a signature at the heart of the brand for generations. But in 2025, what's getting people talking isn't the secret recipe. It's how KFC is changing its product strategy. Starting in Q1 2025, KFC began widely testing premium chicken lines in several states, using ingredients marketed as restaurant quality and priced 20–30% higher than the traditional menu. The goal is clear: attract younger customers and boost profit margins. But it's had a side effect. Some middle-aged and older customers who came to KFC for its affordable prices now feel pushed aside. The rollout of premium items has also brought subtle changes to portions on older menu staples. Customers have reported smaller pieces of chicken or less white meat in combos, even though prices remain the same. It's not an accusation of deception. More a standard cost optimization move to help fund the new product line. From the supplier side, though, this shift is a win. Poultry producers and farm partners supplying the premium line are getting higher prices and exposure to millions of customers. For them, it's a market expansion opportunity. But for longtime customers, the shift feels like a signal KFC is aiming for a different audience, leaving its old fans behind. It's a mix of emotions: curiosity to try something new, but also nostalgia for the KFC that was simple, filling, and budget-friendly. On top of that, KFC's innovation push includes testing boneless chicken and even lab-grown chicken in certain international markets. While not yet rolled out widely in the US, the news has sparked debate. Is this a technological leap forward, or a sign that the KFC of the future will be unrecognizable? The big question for you: is KFC evolving to fit the times, or losing the soul that made it famous? And more importantly, if it keeps on this path, will you still recognize the brand 5 years from now? From Popeyes to KFC, every chain on this list has its own story. Some face doubts about ingredient quality, others stir debate over pricing strategy, and some are racing to expand while accepting risks to standards. The common thread: they all reflect a reality: America's fried chicken industry is changing faster than ever. For consumers, especially middle-aged and older ones, choices now go beyond flavor or price. It's also about trust. Every purchase comes with the question: do I really know what I'm eating? And am I okay with the trade-off? These shifts aren't entirely negative. Farmers, suppliers, and local communities have benefited from the push for higher quality ingredients or new market entries. But the flip side is that customers pay more or face inconsistent quality. And this story is far from over. The food industry is always moving, and what's true today could change by next summer. So if this trend continues, will you stick to your usual eating habits, or start looking for something different?
This video does not promote division within the United States or encourage segregation. All content is presented for the purpose of exploration, analysis, and fostering discussion based on current events, public sentiment, and social trends. We fully respect the United States Constitution and all federal regulations. If today's analysis made you think, drop a comment so we can keep the conversations going. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you will never miss our next independent deep dive.